Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fitness Goal Friday. Today, we're going to talk about a question that I got from an individual, which was, can I lose weight from taking spin classes alone? The goal of the Best You podcast is to allow you to feel confident about what you need to do, why you need to do it, and how to do it in order to get closer and closer to your best you. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fitness Goal Friday. Today, I'm super stoked to address a question that I got from one of my followers. And this is something that I actually might do on a more regular basis from here on out. This was an idea that I just had. I was like, I don't know why I don't do this more often. But if you have a question that you want me to answer on the podcast, then just shoot me a DM on Instagram at carrier_bestyou. And I'll probably answer you via DM as well, but then I'll answer it on here because this is something that I realized that I know if one person asks me a question, that probably hundreds and thousands of people have that same question. So it would benefit me to actually record it on the podcast as well, rather than just give it to them via DM. Now, I realize I introduced the episode as the question of, can I lose weight from taking spin classes alone? This is not somebody who takes spin classes by themselves. This person means that if this is their only fitness in their routine, can they lose weight if they just do spin? So I'm going to go ahead and read out her question because I think this is going to be relatable for a lot of you guys. Hi, I'm coming to the expert I see for an answer to a question. Is it possible to lose weight from taking spin classes alone? That's the form of exercise I have found myself genuinely loving and sticking with for over a year now, but I'm not really seeing any weight-related results. Obviously, I feel better and am physically more fit than before. I just fear that I need actual weights/something else training to see weight-related results. Thank you. First off, great question. And this is a wonderful question. It's one that I've gotten several times before. I used to teach spin classes, and spin classes are phenomenal. They're a lot of fun. They're high energy. You got a lot of people in the room. If you're doing it in person, if you're doing it virtually, they're still fun. They're still high energy. I see the spin classes at Echelon, and obviously there's Peloton spin classes, but at Echelon, I know the people absolutely rave about the spin classes. And I know the instructors that we have at Echelon are absolutely phenomenal. So they're absolutely great. And you know, what she said in this question is a huge part of the answer, because so much of fitness is about consistency. So much about getting results is about consistency. So you have to find the thing that you can be consistent with, right? So she was like, she struggled with consistency with her fitness routine in the past, and she's finally found the one thing that she can be consistent with, and that's spin. And so you don't want to go away from something that allows you to be consistent. And the other thing about fitness is, right, it's not always about results for everybody. Now, obviously it is about results for a lot of you and a lot of us, but it's also about having fun. It's also maybe about having an escape from work. It's about mental health. And so there are these other components that we need to take into account when regarding what we should do, which we should be doing with our fitness routine. It's not just about what's going to get us the best results. It's about what's going to allow us to have most fun, what's going to allow us to have the most maybe stress release, what's best for our mental health, all those sorts of great things as well. But in regards to kind of her question in particular about losing weight and will spin classes only allow her to get that? Spin is great. Spin is great. It's going to burn the hell out of your legs, right? Like, I've taken a ton of spin classes in the past, but I have found that people who do it a lot, their body can start to get used to it, and their body can start to maybe just plateau with its current routine. And so that's when this conversation needs to be, okay, in order to get different results, you need to have a different routine. In order to get different results, you need to be doing things differently. Maybe it's picking up, like, for people who take my classes, it's picking up heavier weights. It's changing your speeds. It's doing whatever that you're doing for a longer period of time, or maybe having shorter rest periods. There's a lot of variables within your workout that you could do in order to get a change in your body, in order to get that response from your body. If you're just doing the same weights, the same speeds, the same rest times, all that over and over and over and over and over again, your body's going to get used to it. And so you have to do things differently in order to get different results. So she could be continuing to do spin classes and change up some things. She could be changing up the gear that she uses. She could be changing up, making sure she's more focused on having maybe higher RPMs. She could be more focused on taking less breaks. She could be more focused on maybe riding longer, or, like I said, having a heavier gear. There's a lot of variables in there that she could start to do that would allow her to to get maybe some different results right there. And then one thing that I haven't even talked about yet is nutrition, right? So like anytime somebody asks me a weight loss question, I always ask them about their nutrition, because nutrition is a huge part and a huge component of seeing weight loss results. And so you need to always have that conversation with somebody. She needs to make sure that her nutrition is on point. But because this is a very fitness pointed question, I'm going to stick with fitness and not really going to get into nutrition in this episode. For her, I would recommend, because she's been doing it for a long time, that she starts to change up her routine a little bit by adding some weight training into it, especially some upper body weight training, because she's already doing spin, and that's a lot of lower body. So she's already got a lot of lower body mixed in. And so I would say start implementing 1 or 2 days of upper body strength training in first. And if you are pretty new to it, then don't try to go balls to the wall. Like, figure out a few exercises and master those. Do it for 30 minutes a couple times a week, or for 45 minutes a couple times a week, and ease yourself into that process, especially if you're relatively new to weight training. Once you do that for a little bit, I would recommend her to implement a little bit of lower body strength training as well. Implementing lower body strength training is going to be huge. That's when she's going to start to see absolutely huge results, because when your body does lower body training, you're working your bigger muscle groups. Therefore, it is taking a bigger tax and a bigger toll on your body, and it's allowing your body to burn more calories. It's allowing your body to increase its metabolic rate. It's allowing your body to have a greater central nervous system response, therefore allowing for muscle growth. And when you have muscle growth, your metabolism increases as well. And so implementing lower body a little bit down the line is going to be huge for her. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend that first, because she's already doing a lot of spin work. So again, guys, in order to get different results, you have to change things up. That doesn't necessarily mean like completely flipping your routine on its head. And that's not what I would recommend for her, because she loves spin. She struggled to be consistent in the past, and she can be consistent with spin. So that's huge. I want her to continue to do spin, because it's probably fun for her. It's probably good for her mental health. It's probably good for stress release, all those kinds of things. But I would recommend to start adding in some strength training. Start with upper body 1 to 2 days a week, depending on your schedule. And then after you do that and feel solid with implementing that into routine, maybe take another spin class away and add in 1 lower body day in there. And that would be really good as well. So I hope you guys got some value out of that question of, can taking spin classes alone allow me to lose weight? It's so different for every single person, right? And it's so different based off of what people are coming from, how long they've been doing certain things, where their nutrition's at. There's a lot of variables when it comes to weight loss, sleep, hydration, all those kinds of things, hormones, all those kinds of things. So this is not a one size fits all, but this was my recommendation to her. So I hope it helps you as well. If you would like, again, recommendations like this, and you want me to answer questions like this, and make sure you DM it to me at carrier_bestyou, and I'll respond to you on there, but I'll also potentially record a podcast episode about it as well. And you never know, like, how many people probably have the same exact question as you, and you could benefit hundreds and thousands of people by just asking me the question and having me record a podcast episode of it. And if you want actual one-on-one advice with me for 10 weeks in a row, then I would love for you to join the 10-week transformation at www.nickcarrier.com/10WT. Would love for you guys to join that, whether you're in Nashville or not. You can join, you can set a goal, you can create a strategy. We can use a scoreboard to monitor our progress. And after 10 weeks, you can be the healthiest, most confident version of yourself that you've ever been. Again, nickcarrier.com/10WT. Other than that, guys, I hope that today's episode allows you to get closer to your health and fitness goals, and ultimately helps you get closer and closer to your best